Today we are tackling purses. And if you've watched any of my other videos, particularly in the storage unit and while we're listing items, you know I have a lot of purses. So we're gonna just take this one item at a time and see what do we need to do to get these tip-top shape ready for eBay. So you saw I've got a tote of what I'll call bigger bags, and then we have a tote of smaller wallets, wristlets, small handbags. Which one should we tackle first? First, actually, let me show you some of the products and tools I'm going to use to try and spruce these up. Now, as you see this lineup of products that I've got here, you can probably guess I went through a little phase of watching purse cleaning and restoration videos on YouTube. And of course, different creators, different resellers are using different types of products for different types of issues. So I did get a bit of a collection going on. We've got back here edge coat, and I have it in brown and black. This is if the edge of the strap or something is cracking. So that's really old. I've had that forever. Leather conditioner. This is another leather cleaner, leather conditioner. This is just to get in little cracks and crevices. Some glue in case we have a little bit of separation anywhere on a handle or strap or something. Suede, a cleaning solution, suede brush. This is actually a pet brush, but I thought, you know, for brushing out the lining or something, that side could be useful. So we've got all the tools. Do we have the know-how? Well, we're just gonna dig in and see what happens. The other thing I have, not very glamorous, is this here pile of old towels. Now, where do you suppose I got all of these? Why, at the Goodwill bins, of course. I went on a bit of a towel kick, and because you need them for not just wiping and cleaning, but also stuffing bags if the bags, you know, need to be reshaped, leather, of course. So we've got that in our lineup as well. I think I have everything we need. We are gonna start off with this little beauty. Just found this one, pretty sure in the bins. It is J. Crew, and you can see just even from that nameplate, and then these straps, the beautiful solid brass hardware. So we're gonna start with this one. Let's see what we can do with her. So you can see on here, discoloration, dirt. We're gonna start with the inside and then work our way to the outside. Have I done this before? No, but we're just gonna get in, dive in, go for it. So I'm just gonna brush the lining. Get any lint. It's in great shape, so that's really all we need to do there. Oh, I'll just look in the little interior pocket. Actually, feels like there might be a couple crumbs. I'll just shake that out. You can see I have a towel here on my table. So that's just for any drips, whatever else might happen if I slop around with my cleaning products or something like that. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to take the straps off. These are really cool, these straps. So look at this. You pinch here. I've never actually seen any straps like that before. It's just going to make it a little easy for us to work on it. I will come back and do the strap though. Now, I've got my little tub of water. I have my little horsehair brush, my saddle soap, which is what so many people use. Now some use other cleaners as well, but we're gonna start with this, see how it does. Got my cloths, so we'll grab one of those. Here goes nothing. Let's open her up and see. So from what I understand, you get your brush wet, but not too wet. And then you just get some soap on it, like so. And everybody always says do it in like sections. So I'm just gonna start here. Maybe a little bit more water. Oh yes, it's of course, especially on this light colored purse, it's gonna darken it, which is to be expected. I think what I'm actually gonna do is put a towel inside just to hold it a little bit more firm when I'm using the brush to, not scrub of course, but to really get in there with the soap. That does work better. Add a little bit more water. I knew I was going to be splashing. Probably going to look like I've had a bubble bath by the time I come out of this. Okay, just wipe that away and see what it looks like. Now it's darker. So here's the other side that hasn't been done. And then of course this is darker, but we won't know until it dries. So I will come back after the fact, maybe in a day or so, with afters and see if we can see the difference. Now I'm going to turn it over and do the other side. And this is looking a little rough, so see what we can do. Next, let's take a look at this purple leather. If I'm not mistaken, this is Danier leather, which was a retail leather store that sold handbags, clothing, pants, jackets, coats, outdoor, like outer coats. So it is Danier leather. So that's a Canadian leather manufacturer that doesn't exist anymore. Now this one has a bit of an issue here with the button. That's going to be a different issue that we're going to have to try to fix. But for now, we're just going to worry about the leather. I'm going to use a different product this time, just because I'm curious to see how they all work. And as opposed to cleaning, I feel like this one really needs conditioner. I'm going to try cars, furniture, shoes, purses. I don't know. Let's find out. This is from the bins. So if I wreck it or something goes wrong, didn't exactly invest a lot of money in it. It's okay. Let me see the instructions. Cleans, moisturizes, and protects leather, restoring its suppleness and sheen. Sunscreen. So I'm going to give a little bit of SPF protection to this particular bag. Recommended for smooth finished leather surfaces. It says purses and handbags, so we are good to go. So test it. We're going to skip that step. Shake it, turn it on, spray it on a cloth, and then put that on the leather. Okay. Contains oils, and they warn you not to use it on suede. Can you imagine what would happen if you used a spray product on suede? Talk about ruining it in a hurry. Okay, we're going to just use this cloth. Let's see. Let's give it a go. Oh, turn it on. Let's go. Wow, okay. I did not have a lot of high hopes actually for this purple, but look at this front flap that I did compared to the back of the bag that I have not done. I'd say in, what was that, 4 seconds? That has made a pretty great difference. Let's do the rest of the bag. Wow, this gives me hope of what this product can do on a lot of other just tired looking leather. You know, not dirty necessarily or stained, but just leather that obviously has not been conditioned or, you know, sort of well cared for. I'll pull that loop off of there. Okay, so again, I'm just going to show you a before. Look at this, just looking tired and kind of all cracked. Everything, of course, looks darker when it's wet. It will dry lighter. But what I'm interested to see is if it can really kind of even out the color tone, get rid of that sort of faded look that we're seeing on the sort of dried out leather. Now look at that now. Just got this one at the hardware store. So far, pretty happy with it actually. And very easy to use. Spray it on a cloth, give it a little wipe, good to go. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more on that front. Now that I see what it's capable of, and I think it is just soaking in, we'll kind of stretch out the edges here so we can get into the cracks. Color me impressed. Okay, now I'm gonna just do the inside and then I'll have to work on the strap. I didn't take the strap off this time. I could have. Let's do the large sections first. Okay, let me show you the whole inside. There's the outside. Is it perfect? No, but has it definitely restored some of the color? I would say yes, absolutely. I think that's pretty close to being ready for eBay. Might go over a couple little spots, but I'm gonna let it dry first, and then we'll come back and check it out. Next up, ooh, I'm excited. What can I do next? Let's do this fossil. So there's a couple things here. There's just little scratches on the front. So this is a color block model. You can see there's a gold logo there, and it's a zip around wallet that's missing the zipper pull. Now I have in my repair collection some zipper pulls, so I will add one on there. So that's nice and clean. This inside looks pretty nice and clean. So we're just gonna give this a little bit of a refresh on the outside. Now it's a little bit wet, but look at how it just brings out those colors and just adds back in, well, I guess they use the term luster. It is that. So we'll do the back. It's not bad, but it doesn't hurt to condition the whole thing. That is looking good. This guy is good to go. This is feeling great. So we're gonna let this one dry. And once they've had time to dry a little bit, I'm gonna go back with one of these, horsehair brush, and just buff it out, but not yet. All right, let's do this one. What is this? This is Pitt, P-I-T-T, genuine leather. I would think this is vintage. Let's look at the inside. Let's see, you've got different flaps and pockets. Yeah, okay, well, I think I'm gonna start on the inside this time. I'm not too concerned with testing. Should, you know, the worst happen and something, you know, goes wrong and ruins the leather, I'm not gonna get too fussed over something that I only paid a couple of dollars for. Now, if this was my own personal, you know, luxury handbag that I paid hundreds or who knows, thousands of dollars for, by the way, I have never, but for those who enjoy that sort of thing, yes, I would definitely test before I put this all over the place. It wasn't bad to begin with, but it just looks really nice and fresh. This, by the way, kind of smells nice too. I don't know if there's lemon oil in it or something, but it has just a light sort of a almost citrusy type of note. Now I'm just digging in here for all the leather. Okay, what is this? Harbor Second. So I think I am going to, instead of a conditioner right now, I'm going to try some cleaner first. Let me see what this is about. Suede leather, nubuck canvas, satin rubber, nylon, Gore-Tex, vinyl, and linen. I guess you can use this. Strong enough to fight stains, but gentle enough to preserve the texture of delicate leathers and fabrics. Used to clean suede, nubuck leather, blah, 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 blah. Test for color fastness. Well, you know what I've said about testing. Remove surface dirt. Okay, we don't need to brush anything there. Shake well. Apply with a clean cloth, brush, or sponge. So I guess you apply this directly on it. Do not saturate, wipe, or pat it to remove excess moisture and let it dry. It says when using on suede and other materials, so that would be leather, clean the entire article to achieve a better finish and gently brush up the nap, and that's for suede. Okay, so shake. Let's apply this cleaner. See what happens. A little bit of red coming off on the cloth, but not too much. So I think that's good. We're not taking all the color off of it or anything. There. Now when it said to do the whole article, I'm doing the whole, let's call it section. I don't know that I need to actually use the product on the entire wallet. Specifically working some more into that little stained area. See if we can get more of that out. I could still see it. And if not, then we move on and we have a little stain on our wallet. That's how that's gonna go. We're gonna let it dry, see where we end up. Okay, here's another fossil. This one, however, is like the canvas, coated canvas, I think it's called. So it is a card wallet. We've got the change purse in the back. Oh, here's a price tag. $3 from Wins, which means I bought it probably on 50% off day for $1.50. So I think we're just going to give it a clean. Looks a little grubby here. So we're just going to clean it up. And I think we're going to go with saddle soap. Kind of having fun with this. I think I just like dunking the brush. Looks nice, smells nice, and it just feels better somehow. I guess it's putting that moisture back in. Okay, let's do the little flap with the snap on it and the zipper pull. You can see you don't need much product or much water to get the suds going. I think that's how the saddle soap is intended to work. I hope I'm doing it right. If I'm not, you tell me down in those comments. If you've got any tips, any suggestions, any helpful feedback in terms of what I'm doing or not doing, please tell me. Always open to learn. The inside, oh, it looks like we have a little bit of a tear. Did not see that before. Right here. I might use a little bit of glue, not right now though, when it's dry. I think on all of these where there's actually leather, we're going to come back with, if we haven't already done a conditioner to just take care of that leather. All right, what have we here? Oh, this is Roots. If you ever see this little beaver emblem, this is Roots Canada. You've heard me talk about it if you've watched some of my other videos. Roots Canada is a leather company that's been around for decades. They make beautiful, high quality leather goods. So we have ourselves a wallet here with a price tag of $5, which means I most likely paid $2.50. We're just gonna go straight in with some conditioner. So the inside's looking pretty good. Outside feels nice. We'll just let that dry. There's a little pen mark here on the zipper. I think we're not gonna worry too much about that. Michael Kors. No real big issues, but my thinking is if I can get these scratches out that are making it look a little worn and a little tired, I can probably charge a little bit of a higher price on eBay. If I were buying this item, you know, how would I feel? And my goal as an eBay seller is whenever possible to exceed the expectations of the buyer, and certainly not to disappoint them where they receive something and it's not as good as what they thought they bought. What do you think? All right, let's start by cutting this price tag off. And the brand is called Pedano Canada, P-E-D-A-N-O, Canada. we have some scratches. I'm not sure. They almost come out darker now that I've put this on. So I don't know if that's really gonna come off or not. I'm gonna do a little scratch test with my nail. Yeah, no, it stays there. It's clean, it's conditioned, it looks as good as, you know, it can, and it will photograph well. This is a leather wallet of some kind. Hasi Hato, or Hato Hasi. H-A-T-O and H-A-S-I. And where I'm seeing that is right here on the hardware. It's a navy. I think it's navy. Sometimes, or is it black? Oh, sometimes to be sure, I have to put it against something that's black to see if it shows up blue. It's one way to test whether you're looking at something that's just a dark navy or is it actually black. Because one thing I also don't want to do on my listing is mislead someone, innocently or not, that, you know, put the wrong color and then they receive it and they're like, that is not what I thought I was buying. We don't want that to happen. Simple, basic, feels nice. Different textures of leather, hey? Like you've got this one, which is pebbled. This one is sort of very soft and, you know, sort of simple. You've got this one, which is kind of like a tougher leather. Yeah, I love leather goods. You know this. You know what? I got all these products. Let's give them all a try. You're here with me doing these experiments. So this is another one that I got called Leather Honey. Leather cleaner since 1968. Some of these I bought in Walmart. Some of these products I bought in the hardware store, like I said. Some of them I got online, Amazon. Who knows? Use on all types of leather except suede. Makes sense. You can use it on vinyl, plastic, rubber, and faux leather. Spray it on the cloth, then wipe it down. Don't oversaturate. Dry. And it says on genuine leather, follow with a conditioner. This one comes out in a bit of a finer spray. So these are obviously wear spots. So look how that soap is actually discoloring. I mean, it's just because it's wet. But I'm now curious to see how is that going to look when it dries. Are we going to see, you know, those marks fade or not? So at first glance, I'm not feeling this product as much as I liked the previous one. Now it is just a soap. Is it cleaning it? I don't know. Presumably. Well, I'm less confident about this one and how it's going to turn out, but you know, sometimes it gets worse before it gets better, and maybe that's the case with this. We shall see. It's going to give a little wipe out. It's not leather, but wiping out the inside of the little change compartment. Get that feeling nice and clean. Okay. Jury is out on this one. I don't know what we're going to end up with. Isn't that part of the fun? I'm running out of room on my table. Purple, very light, kind of a lilac purple color. This is a Samsonite, so the luggage brand wallet. So leather on the outside, fabric on the inside. So I won't be doing anything in here other than, you know, maybe a little wipe with a sanitizing wipe. And this is, yeah, okay, so let's give this a little bit. Actually, is this leather? Yeah, it's genuine leather. I saw on the inside on the the material tag, it said polyurethane, and I was like, what? Is this not leather? Am I losing my touch? No, it says genuine leather right here. So that must be talking about the inside. All right, now I will say, especially here along the bottom and some of these edges, definitely looks like color loss. It's looking, you know, faded and not the purpley lilac-y color. So we'll see what this does. Not expecting miracles here, but it could improve it. So let's Let's go. He's looking a little dark in the spots that had color loss, but that was probably to be expected. Running out of spots. I'm gonna go off camera and set him down to dry while I bring out something else. Okay, sneak peek. Let's see how this is looking. Ooh. Okay, so I gotta be careful because my hands have a little bit of product on them. But here's one side. So that is looking definitely less, you know, dark, because it was quite dark in terms of being dirty. This side though, look at those marks. We got some more work to do there. I'm kind of wondering, maybe I let Mr. Fossil wait a minute and maybe I try this on here. Should I? Don't know that going back with the same product is gonna do anything different. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Definitely a stain on there. Guess if I end up keeping it, which I have been contemplating because I really love the hardware on it and I love the color and how thick and beautiful the leather is. If I keep it, we'll just put this sort of stained side to the back. Carry it the other way. But let's see. I have quite a purse collection, so I don't really keep many, but for some reason this one just captured my heart a little bit. Back to Mr. Fossil. This one has a price of $8. Would I have paid $8? No. Would I have paid $4 if it was half price on red? Possibly. So maybe paid $4 for this guy. Again, I love Fossil. I do truthfully like the vintage Fossil more. This one I don't think is looking like vintage, but really nice blue. Anyway, so you can see the logo on the front. You've got some nice stitching detail there and on the back. Brass colored hardware. And then slots, pockets inside. But this part is like coated canvas, so not all leather here. Let's just get in, spruce it up, move on. When the leather itself is looking nice and, you know, moisturized and, you know, just healthy, it actually makes the logo pop more. When the leather's looking dried out, that little gold logo kind of fades into the background a little bit. Now this one's giving off a little bit of color, so that's interesting. You might not want to use this or wear this if you have a white shirt on or white jeans or something, because you might end up with a little bit of blue on you. Nobody wants color transfer off their leather item onto their clothing. It's looking nice though. One more done. Okay, how many have we done here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, or 17. I kind of lost count. 16 or 17 items. I'm going to stop the video and we're going to see where we're at with some of these things. I'm back. I didn't really do anything in the meantime. I just decided to grab these items and see if they're, some of them, dry enough to buff. So let's try this purple one, which was one of the first ones we did. So I'm just going to come in with the horsehair and give it a little bit of a buff. This one, not going to be ready yet because I have to fix this button issue. And I have the little button here, which I think I will put inside this zipper compartment so as not to lose it. But anyway, aside from that repair that needs to be done, what do we think? Still looking a little bit faded, tired. Might have to come in with some more conditioner on this one. I don't think I'm done here yet. That's definitely, again, not perfect. Vintage items are really not going to be perfect, but definitely improved from where we were. I'm going to see if I can find, where are my zipper pulls? I'm not sure. Oh, now here's an interesting little thing. Do you see, I don't know if it's just going to show up in the camera. Along here, we've got a little bit of cracking happening. That is where this product called Edge Coat can come into play. So this is Edge Coat for color coding leather edges. So that is where I think I'm going to put a little bit of it on there just for fun. Grab a cotton swab because you only need a little tiny bit of this. I'm sure there's more professional tools, of course, that one could use, but for my purpose, for this little tiny bit that I'm doing, this is what we're going to do. Okay, black Edge Coat. I'll dip this in. So it's kind of thick, a little bit goopy. I'm just going to lightly just put it on that edge here where it was cracking. Same to this other side. Just apply the littlest bit right to the cracks. Just, again, a really small little touch-up. Now, before I had this product, I'll be honest with you, I probably would have used a Sharpie marker, but this is a little bit more, let's say, professional of a fix. So we'll leave that to dry. That's gonna be looking sweet. Yeah, the buffing, I don't even know if you really have to do that with this product, but I feel like it's just that final touch. Smooths out any little marks, makes it nice and shiny. That, I think, is a pretty nice looking wallet. Next, let's do the red one. Oh, remember, this red one had a pretty dark mark on the front. What do you think? I don't see anything quite, I see a little bit of a mark, but nothing like it was. That's looking pretty uniform in color. So for the amount of time and effort we put in, I'm pretty happy with that result. Go. Now I know not all resellers would even bother unless they're dealing with, you know, a Dooney and Bourke or a Chanel bag or, you know, a Louis or something like that. But for me, I actually enjoy this. I think I've said that before, that rehabbing or restoring things, giving them a second life, making them look as nice as they can, and then reselling them for, you know, top dollar for whatever this particular item is worth. I like that. I enjoy that. I have, of course I have, leather repair. Professional leather and vinyl repair kit. 10 mix and match repair compounds. Mix and match any color with ease. Spatula applicator brush. We're gonna do this. You know what? I would rather practice and test something out on something like this than, you know, on something else where I could really ruin something. So this is professional repair compound. Oh boy, there's an ebook. Color matching. Am I ready for all this? I think we'll save that for another video. I don't think I'm ready for it today. Oh, I'm gonna be scared. No, I will make another video of mixing colors and stuff. I don't want to get too distracted from all these pieces that we have on the go. So what I will do is set this one aside as something that needs a little bit more work. I'm gonna buff this passport cover. I think it is going to be ready to go then. So what I'll do with this, because it was not branded, is I will leave it for Nathan to look it up and make a call on whether this is worth listing on eBay or whether this should not just be personal use or potentially go in garage sale or something like that. I think I did saddle soap on this one, if I'm not mistaken. You can remind me. I think that was one of the first ones I did. Still a little bit wet, to be honest with you, but a little dark. So I think if I want to try to get that clean, I'm gonna have to do a little more work. I'm almost wondering, this is a bit of a radical idea, but this brush, not this, but this side, is a little bit more firm than this saddle soap, which is very soft by design. This horsehair brush that I used on the saddle soap. Almost wondering if this will get this dirt out a little bit better. I wouldn't use it on here because it might tear this sort of woven pattern, but I wonder if it would do better on here. I'm gonna break all the rules. I'm gonna go straight on it and use this brush. I'm not sure what to think. Like, I kind of think it looks better, but is that just wishful thinking, or is it really actually looking better? Only time is gonna tell. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Let's see what we've got. Because I didn't like that really dark mark. Have we made it better or have we made it worse? I don't know. Let's see. No, this is, it looks less black to me. It still looks a bit discolored, but we'll let it dry for a while. See what we end up with. Disclaimer. I'm not saying you should follow any of what I'm doing here, because like I said, I am kind of breaking some of these rules, but you're here for the entertainment. Don't always take everything I say as being the right idea. For example, buying 3,000 items before you finally decide to start listing on eBay. Would not recommend that as a strategy for a reseller. But we're just here to visit with each other, right? All right, I'm doing this blue one. It's looking nice. Open that up. It didn't need much anyway, so I think it's looking nice. There we are. Again, it didn't really have too many issues, but it's good to go now. Where are we? We don't have that many left. Let's buff Valentina, shall we? It does feel like very nice leather, I will say that. Very soft, very nice, as Italian leather often is. Now, something like this, see, I'm just going in one direction, not like this, is because of these card slots. I don't want to do anything that might damage them in going the wrong direction. There we go. Looking nice. Again, didn't really have any issues, but now just looking healthy. All right, this little guy who I was very unsure about, check him out. So he had, oh my goodness, you have to remind me now. Was that this one? This leather honey? Which product did I even use? Probably should have kept better track of that. Anyway, it's not looking bad. A little bit of discoloration here. But overall, I will say, better than it was. So what do we do now? I'm wondering if we do another round of the cleaner, just to see if we can lighten up any of those dark spots a little bit more. We're doing it. Do I use this one? Now those dark spots look like where the leather might be a little bit worn. So that may just need to dry, and then it'll be like as good as it's gonna get, basically. But as long as it's not dirt, I would like to be able to get any dirt out of here. And then again, we'll see what we're dealing with. So in this case, again, looking worse before we get better. But I have high hopes that it might look even a few degrees better this round than it did the last. You know, is it worth my time? Probably not. But if I'm having fun doing it, getting to visit with you in a YouTube video, why not? Okay, I'm gonna go back to this purple. Literally, I have had this for possibly 15, 20 years, a long, long, long time. Whenever I bought a pair of leather boots like so many moons ago, this I bought at the same time. I don't even know, like, does it have an expiry date? Don't think so. It probably like should, but anyway, I've used it on other things and it seems to do well. So we're just gonna use it here. Slopped a little on my hand. We're gonna go to on this guy, because again, this is just kind of a piece that was super rough around the edges, almost because I love the purple. So it's more of like a cream almost. I love the purple, so I just wanted to see if I could save it. You know, it's a bit of a personal challenge to see if I can take something ugly and, you know, the ugly duckling and make it like the belle of the ball or something even close to that. Boy, it sure looks nice when you first put the product on. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. We're just gonna be liberal, really let it soak in there and see if we can restore some color back. I mean, if it stayed like this, I would be pretty happy, but of course it will fade down again when it dries. But how fun, just to try all these products. For those of you who are still here watching, thank you. You're obviously my very loyal viewers, and I thank you so much for that. I'm really having fun making these YouTube videos, and I'm so fortunate to have Nathan who can edit them for me. I mean, who gets to start a brand new YouTube channel and have like professional editing done right out of the gate? Not most people, so I know I'm so lucky, not only for the editing, but of course, even more so for all the work he's doing with my eBay store and my inventory and my storage unit. And I get to spend the summer with my nephew. I mean, can you think of anything more wonderful than that? Maybe only if I had both nephews. But I don't really have a need for an engineer, so the other one's in engineering. My other nephew, Nathan's brother. So he is doing his own thing with his own summer co-op job. He's doing something about building robots. However cool is that? So both my nephews, I could not be more proud of them. They are awesome dudes. As are, of course, my sister and brother-in-law, their parents. And if you watched my travel videos, you met my parents on our Maritimes road trip. What a special time that was for 3 weeks. And then in another earlier video, I don't know if I actually showed being on vacation with my mom and my sister in Portugal. So I have certainly been very fortunate again to have Nathan here holding down the fort while I have been on a couple of vacations as well. Could not be more grateful for all of that. And I'm really happy. This is like looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Whether it lasts, this is going to be the question, or whether it just all fades away. I don't know. But if it does last, then this might become my #1 new favorite product out of the bunch today. We shall see. I'm going to show you in just a second where we stand with this. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do the strap as well, but look at that. I don't know how well you can see in the camera, but it definitely looks like more purple, less faded, more, you know, solid color, less, you know, marks, and I don't know if it's gonna hold or not. Isn't that the fun of waiting to see? We'll just do a little bit here on the strap, because it is also looking a little tired. Tired is a good word for this one. Just looking a little tired, that leather. Okay, fingers crossed this stays looking like this. That would be exciting. Now, I think we've got everything in various stages. time to dip back into the bin and maybe do a couple more before we end our video today. Do you know that logo? This, ladies and gentlemen, is a Dooney and Bourke. Pretty sure I found it in the bins. Yep, the bins. It's missing its original zipper pull, and someone has put some sort of a keychain thing, so I will replace that with some that I bought off of Amazon. It has a really cool fabric pattern inside here. A couple of pockets. We're missing a zipper pull here as well, so I will add one on the coin pocket also. So just inspecting it, it's a little bit dirty, a little bit worn. And then you can see really here, if I open it up like this, we've got definite, well, this is where you hold it, right? So all the oils from your hands are going to be in this area right here if you're holding it like this or however. So we are going to attempt to see how much of this sort of dirt, oil, whatever it is, how much we can get off. Now the question is, if only I could ask you all to vote right now, which product should I use? I'm thinking we're gonna go saddle soap for round one. So let's try it out. Then we'll see where we're at. That leather is really nice. We're getting it all saturated. So you might think like saddle soap. Where do you buy saddle soap? Well, leather store. Of course, I live in Calgary, which is known as Cowtown because of all the cowboys, cowgirls, the stampede that we have here every year. So I was able to buy this approximately half a mile from my house in a leather goods store that sells cowboy hats, cowboy boots. Probably they sell saddles, which is why they have saddle soap. So there's a lot of Western gear around here, so I knew it would not be a problem for me to find this particular product. Just based on the back, that seems to look a bit better than it did. A little more uniform. Now there's some marks. Looks like watermarks. And there's definitely a big, looks like a stain or watermark here. So which one? I tried this. So I think that one was able to, ooh, is that what I should have written this down? Is that what I used on the red one to get that other mark off? We're gonna just try. See what happens here. Now, let's take a look. I say that and then I keep going. But this is the front. So here is that mark. I feel like it's getting better. And how's the back? The back is looking pretty good, but I'm gonna put some of this product on there. Feel like it's better. I'm gonna give it another little shot of this. Just again on that spot. Getting a little bit aggressive rubbing it now. Like again, this is a pretty durable, heavyweight leather. Wouldn't necessarily press hard like this on, you know, that soft Italian leather or something. But I think this one can take it. It's gonna need a lot of conditioning after I get done with all this soap product, because we're just pulling the moisture right out of this leather. But if it can get the marks off, that's what we want. So we'll let that dry, I think. Or, again, here's the question of mixing products. It's super dry now, this leather, because of all this cleaning product. Do I use this one and clean and condition it a little bit as we go? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do that. We are winging it here, ladies and gentlemen. We are winging it. Again, low stakes, right? Feels like a bit of a gamble sometimes, but it's low stakes gambling because I did not pay a lot of money for these items. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, we're gonna let it dry. This is what it looks like. Time will tell. I guess this is useful, this video, this exercise, to test out all these products with these different types of leather issues and see, like I said, if one does a better job. Now, if you all know of any products that are super great to deal with some of these issues that I'm trying to fix up today, please tell me in the comments. One thing I have found is not all products are available in Canada. So I watch lots of different YouTubers as well who do this type of thing. And I have noticed that can't always get the products that they're using. Certainly not off Amazon, and sometimes not even at all. Or if I can, it's a really expensive shipping option. So don't necessarily always want to pay for a ton of shipping. So sometimes I have to just look for something similar. I'm going back in with the saddle soap because it looked like it was getting a little bit weirdly colored. I wondered if maybe I was mixing something together that I shouldn't, or if I was just pulling all the color out, or what was happening. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Might have done a bad thing there. See how that looks really light? Wonder if I just pulled color out of there or something. Oh well, we'll see. I do like that protect feature because I have to be honest, I've been lazy in the past with even snow boots here in Canada where we have terrible conditions for leather. And I'll clean them, but do I condition them always? I do not. You probably already guessed that. So the fact that this product has not just the conditioner, but the protector in it as well, is probably means something I should be doing with my own personal items, because it would look after them for me without doing 3 separate steps. That's the key. Okay, we're gonna do the inside, just this little coin purse and this middle little strip. And then we're gonna be done with this little guy. He is very cute. I love the way the lining contrasts with the red. That is a look I personally would like. I'll just give this little window a little wipe. Might have to go at that after with a little cleaning wipe. Okay, done. Now, last but not least, let's take a look at where we're at with the one we started with. So this is definitely an issue. I'm gonna have to do some research and see if there's anything we can do. Let me remind myself, what does this look like on the inside? We do have, yes, that's right, this fabric lining. J. Crew. With vintage Coach bags, you can like wash them, dunk them. So would I want to do that with this? Maybe. Maybe. Not today though. So let's recap. I'm going to stop the camera and line up all the bags we did today and see how we did. Did quite a few items. That's the good news. This one, as we said, needs a little more research, needs a little more work. I do think the side that didn't have this big splotchy mark on it turned out quite nice. Can I do better? Maybe. So we'll see about that one. The verdict on this purple one is that last product I applied definitely did a nice job. It's definitely looking more purple, less, you know, faded and tired. So that was this old product that I had, which is just called Leather Caress. All these funny names. Anyway, that's a win. This little Samsonite genuine leather lilac colored wallet. Again, a little bit of fade, but certainly looks a lot more consistent in terms of the color, and the leather's looking good. This fossil here, the color block, is looking really nice. All I need to do, whoopsie, is just find my little zipper pull kit and put the new gold zipper pull on. This one will be ready to list. I'm gonna keep him aside, he needs a little work. This one actually came out not bad. So we used a few different products on it. It's not 100% dry yet, but I think, you know, I'll condition it up once it's fully dry, and I think it's gonna be kind of cute. These are the, not flops, well, this one's a bit of a flop, the roots, which I thought was so cute. The sage green, the pink. Now I understand why I probably found it in the bins. And maybe the zipper did work at one point, but it's not working now. So this might be a trash item, sadly, unless maybe a garage sale. Somebody can fix that zipper perhaps. This fossil just needs a little bit of, what was the issue here? Needs a wipe on the inside, and there was a little bit of a tear, so we're gonna put that one aside. Needs a little fix. The red one, I'll save him for last. We just did him. This one, again, vintage, beautiful soft leather, just had that little issue on the corner. So I'm gonna set that aside. That might be another little learning project for me. Men's wallet, beautiful, ready to go. This brown one with the funny wristlet strap, beautiful, ready to go. The blue fossil, the nice little zipper pull on the back, beautiful, ready to go. Most of them are, so how nice is that? This is the navy blue. What was the brand on this again? I couldn't remember. Hato Hassi or Hassi Hato. Probably not pronouncing that either. If you know this brand, put it down below. I would love to know more about it. This little guy, Harbor's Second, we got that splotchy dark mark off, so super happy with how that turned out. This was Florentina, I think, the Italy one. Really soft, supple, very nice. Feels nice in the hand, you know, when you pull that out of your purse. Feels lovely. The Michael Kors, a success. Dooney, well, the jury's still out, but here's where we're at. Again, not totally dry, but I would say the dark is considerably better than it was. And that really splotchy mark, not gone, but again, significantly better. Might continue a little more work on that one. This one is the fossil. Looking a bit better than it was, but it's still a little bit rough. I might condition it and just see how it turns out with some conditioner. So we're not done there yet. And finally, this fossil, which I haven't buffed. I put my buffer away. Anyway, it's gonna turn out just fine. There's no real marks or anything on there. We'll just buff out that conditioner, give a little bit of wipe to the fabric parts, and it will be good to go. So how many is that? Too many to count. 16, 18, 19, something like that. Now, if you're still here, I'm gonna give you a little bit of bonus content. So these are not leather, as you can probably tell, these 4 items here. But when Nathan is going to list an item, if he finds that there's a little bit of a mark or a stain or something, he'll just toss it aside into like a little project bin. So this is a little cute Brighton wristlet, purple, kind of a nylon fabric, I guess, but you know, classic Brighton with the silver detail, studs. It's a classic look. Anyway, little tiny mark on the back. So I'm just gonna see if I can get that off. Voila, done, ready to list. That was easy. If only they were all that easy. This is a Parfum Christian Dior perfumes, little cosmetic case. Just has a price tag on it. So it looks like I paid $1 since it was marked at $2, and I always get them 50% off sale day. So that might have a little bit of residue if I can't get it all off with my sticker on sticker method. Just needs a quick wipe. And then we have a little Christian Dior makeup bag to list. Yep, that's good to go. This Kiehl's, I don't even know if this is worth listing, but it was kind of cute with this little skull and this little motorbike. And anyway, cute little makeup bag. Is there any issue with this? Maybe it just needed, I am not seeing anything. Nope, good to go. I don't know why that was in the pile. Sometimes things, I put them in the wrong spot. And if you don't know this brand, I'm gonna hold it up to the camera so you can actually really see it. Let me fluff it out here. This is Longchamp. There's the zipper pull there. I don't know how much this retails for, but it will be a large amount of money. So it's got a couple little marks, which is why Nathan set it aside for me. But I found it in the bins. Yes, I did, in the bins. So other people, you know, just thought, oh, some cheap little, It might be just a little, whatever this is, a nylon little pouch, but it is not cheap. That part I know. So I'll try to, you know, look at how to authenticate, make sure that it's the real thing, but I'm pretty sure that it is based on what I saw before. So I'm just going to see if I can get these marks off. And if not, I'm just using a cloth with just water, no cleaners or anything, because I don't want to accidentally, you know, do color loss. But it looks like I'll need to take a little something to it. But I just wanted to show you this one, because what a score for the bins to find Longchamp. So I think that does it for today. Thank you so much for watching. This was, again, a kind of a long-winded, rambling chit-chat video while I was doing all my leather experimentation. If you have tips for how to clean leather, please share with me and with everyone else watching the video, because there's, at least in my neck of the woods, a lot of beautiful leather goods at thrift stores, and even for me in the bins, that can be lovingly restored and given a new life. Stay tuned for our next adventure. You never know what it might be. Thanks for watching again. Bye.